What up, crypto lovers and enthusiasts? Happy day today. So the Fed spoke and I gave you some scenarios and one of them panned out. Bitcoin right now under $100,000. So let's take a look at that. We'll discuss what happened yesterday with the Fed, and then we'll take a look at a few altcoins that I want to put on your radar. And so without further ado, let's do this. Well, just so you guys know, okay, we'll start right here really quickly. Okay, so like I said, we'll start right here. What you see here is the daily net inflows of the Bitcoin ETFs. Okay, just keep this in mind as Bitcoin drops. Okay, 15 days in a row of just green inflows. That is pretty awesome. You can follow me, by the way. I got this from Hodl 15 Capital. You can follow me on at Velez Crypto on Twitter, so you can get some up-to-date information, just up-to-the-minute information. More than that, better said. And now Bitcoin is dropping. Yesterday it did this. Okay, so as I mentioned to you yesterday, the 25 basis point reduction from the Fed was pretty much expected. Okay, this was front run, right? And people were probably waiting for that before they came in, right? Before they decided to come in. But what I mentioned to you yesterday is the bigger thing is the guidance for 2025. They had three projected rate cuts, right? I think it went as high as I think 3. They started out with 3 or 4, and yesterday they gave guidance that it's now down to 2. And obviously, as you can see, the market didn't like that. And I mentioned to you, if that was in fact the case, under 3, that we could see this. We could maybe see this come back down to 93,000, but I don't think so. All right, let's see how low we go. Maybe we kind of come near 96,000. And I said yesterday, it could be, if that happens, it could be a couple of days, maybe a week, maybe a couple of weeks. But I don't want to say a couple of weeks, just because we're in the up only phase, and so these drawdowns don't last more than a few days. So take advantage of this while you can. Okay, take advantage of this while you can. So let's take a look at some. Actually, before that, DXY, look at this. Boom, right back up. All right, that's not good. DXY continues to move up. Let's see if this area holds as resistance and it comes back down, but it went higher than this area right here. So I mean, it might still have some more to go. All right, that's what DXY is looking like. So let's see what happens there. But it is something that you should keep an eye on. All right, and also Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and S&P 500 also did not like the guidance for 2025. Now, I don't think it's going to destroy our bull run. I honestly don't think so. I think what would just happen is the blow off top, or the peak will be somewhere towards the end of 2025. Like I mentioned, quarter 4 2025, which seems now like it's more than likely to be that way. But look at this, guys. Look at this. Okay, what else? Look at this. I mean, does that really look bearish to you? Okay, it's just right now, just having a couple of red days, just big opportunities, catching Bitcoin again under 100,000. The altcoins are gonna drop more. Okay, but eventually this thing is gonna keep going, guys. Okay, maybe instead of just going up like this for a little while, maybe we go a little bit sideways, and not too much, trending back up sideways for a day or two, maybe a week or something, and then trending back up, guys. Okay, so again, just opportunities while Bitcoin drops. The others, right? The altcoins are going to drop more, right? Which is fine. I don't know that we come back down here to 294 billion in market cap. Possible though, but there's probably some type of support right around here and around 330. All right, I have to look at the chart. Yeah, there would be right where it's at right now. You could see it right here. Right, so there would be some type of support right here. So maybe it just kind of hold right here before going back up, guys. The bull run isn't over, so don't let anyone say any differently. So with that said, now let's take a look at some altcoins. And one that I wanted to bring to your attention that I've been following, I like, called VibeCat. Okay, today's having a green day. This morning I was watching it, looking at it before this little mini pump here, and I've been watching it for a while. And I think I brought it to your attention a couple times. This rounded bottom. Okay, we like when we see rounded bottoms. It is very bullish. Okay, very bullish. So that it's doing this is awesome. Okay, and I'd be nibbling. 5.8 million in market cap right now. This morning it was like at 4. All right, so keep that in mind. Almost 600,000 in volume a month and 4 days old, guys. Vibecat, and I know they're really active and busy on their socials. So take that for what it is. Another one that I wanted to bring your attention, Probot, right? Because I mentioned it to you before when it was moving, and then I just wanted to bring your attention the action, the price action, the chart. Okay, not so much to get into it because we don't know what's gonna happen, but the chart looks bad now. But here's something that's interesting, and is this. Look, okay, so it went up, it did this pump, and then it just kind of gave it all away, just distributed right here, and then just gave it all away. Okay, and then it's dropped back down basically to these levels right here, right before all this. Now, does it have another one of these left in the tank? Maybe. Look, we saw one right here, we saw two right here. Could it be that later in the bull market that we see a third one here? Okay, so maybe, just maybe. And again, this one out of all the ones that I'm going to mention to you today, this is probably the most riskiest one. 101,000 market cap, 20, not even a full 30 days old. 29 tomorrow will be 30 days old. 29 days, 15 hours, 6.6 thousand in volume. Probot. The dev keeps working. Okay, the community is small, but I think growing. That this happened, I'm not sure if it was just a group that pumped it and then just dumped it, but it happened here and it happened here. So it could be, if things happen in threes, that the next one will happen, and the next one should be much bigger, right? This was big at the time. This is much bigger, and the next one hopefully will be much bigger. How long? I don't know. How long was this? Not that long. But we'll see. Maybe it, in a couple of months we'll see another pump. But just keep that in mind, okay? Maybe just put like $100 there. By the time it gets up here, it might be worth 1,000, right? But I wanted to bring this to your attention because these things happen out of nowhere. They just pump and they dump. Now, sometimes it's the devs, the dev team themselves. And this one, I don't think that's the case. Maybe it was just an outside group that just did this. But I mean, they've done it twice already. I don't know, just strange. But I wanted to bring that to your attention right now. This is probably at a decent price to pick up if you're looking to get really speculative, catch something at a really low market cap, 100,000. If it goes to 1 million, that's 10x. Okay. And Miggles, I wanted to show you Miggles because Miggles, I think is gonna crush it. If you don't know, these guys have a partnership with Coinbase. I mean, Mr. Miggles is not the meme, but Mr. Miggles itself is the mascot of Coinbase. Coinbase is the biggest exchange in the United States, if you didn't know. So Miggles is going to do extremely well. By the way, from this bottom right here, up here, that's a 14x. It's giving back some gains, and it's holding on to the 618 right here. So if it can do that, yeah, it's right below it. But I mean, this right here at 0.083 is the 618, and I think so far it's held 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if this is the 5th time that it can hold that support. And if that's the case, look at this. It's not necessarily a rounded bottom, but I mean, it could be that it kind of hangs out right here and then eventually starts coming back up, doing some type of roundish bottom. Right now, it doesn't look too much like a rounded bottom, but I do like this chart pattern. I do like this chart pattern. To me, it's bullish. To me, catching it right here at this level, I think would be good. I don't know, and I don't believe that we're going to drop down here to 5 cents. I doubt it. I mean, stranger things have happened, but I mean, that would mean that the market overall has gone more to crap, and I don't see it. It's possible, right? If there's a line there, it's possible, but I just don't see it. We'll see what happens here. I think this would be a good area to buy, and I think eventually people will nibble up here, buy it up, and Miggles will probably stay at the 618, and this will end up proving to be more than likely the local bottom. Okay, so keep Mr. Miggles in mind because it's at a good buy area currently. REI, I mentioned to you. The next one, Miggles is on base. Where is it? This one. Let's wait for the chart to load. All right, look at this. Okay. In my VIP Telegram group, one of the guys put it on our radar here. Okay, and I didn't pay attention to it until right here I started to do this. I'm like, oh, let me take a look at the reason why. And I looked at it. I'm like, oh, all right, pretty interesting. Unit 00 REI on base. Okay, 41.2 million in market cap, 3.5 million in volume, 27 days, 20 hours old. Okay, good numbers, especially for base. The volume is really nice, and I guess they're it's a good project. Their tech is good. People are pretty excited about this. Maybe this consolidates for a little bit. Maybe it drops down a little bit more, you know. And if it does, then I'd be a buyer at 4 cents. I'd be a buyer, just nibbling and waiting a day or two. Okay, why do we do that? Okay, I mentioned to you one yesterday, and I'll tell you why. Tank. Okay, why do we nibble and then wait? Because of this. I think I mentioned it to you when it was like right here or right here, right? Agent tank. And we didn't know, and I said, you know, it could go up, it could go down, right? And this one ended up going down, so that's why we nibble. Maybe you bought right here, but you only bought like a tenth of what you wanted to buy. No problem. You wait a day. This happens. You're like, all right, let me wait another day. This happens. Okay, maybe I'll nibble right here. There's no right now for Agent Tank. There's no sign of it bottoming out. Okay, so I mean, to nibble right now, I mean, is risky. Okay, but maybe just wait a little bit for maybe some sideways consolidation on Agent Tank. 50 million market cap, 9.9 million volume. Nothing really has changed other than probably people taking profits after this big move up, right? And then dumps. It builds its base and then start moving back up. Building its base, people start buying into the project, right? Bidding the price up, and then if it's a good project, it'll continue to do that. 13 days old, guys. Okay. I wasn't gonna bring this one to your attention, but this is I wanted to visually show you why we DCA, why we bite, we take little nibbles and then wait a day or two or whatever, because these things like this could happen, okay? And you don't want to put it all in here and all of a sudden, boom, now you're wrecked, and you have to wait till this thing comes back. I think it will, right? But we don't know exactly when. Now your money's stuck there, okay? So avoid that. ARK is the next one. I mentioned this one to you guys at a much lower market cap. But this thing is moving pretty nicely, and I think it's going to continue to move nicely. So that's why even buying it now wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, because good projects are hard to come by. All right, look at this drop. That's a nice drop. I'd take advantage of this drop because I don't know where exactly it's going to be. I don't know that we drop back down to like 100 million market cap. Right now it's 168.7 million in market cap, 60.6 million in volume. You think this isn't going to pick up? This isn't going to get looked at by a tier 1 exchange? 8 days old, 8 days and 20 hours old with those numbers? Yes, they will get picked up. They will get looked at by a tier 1 exchange. Believe that, and that will cause this price to go crazy. So I mean, buying on red days, this one as opposed to the other one, because it's still dropping, there's no signs of a bottom, right? No sideways consolidation. I would nibble at this right now, because look at those numbers, guys. Okay, AI rig complex. This one's on Solana. ARK, and I think it's got a lot more upside. This is just the beginning. Okay, so keep that in mind. While it's red, I would nibble, right? And then I would wait a day and wait for some type of sideways movement like that, and then I would just add to my position. And finally, last but not least, Apple. I like this project, right? And I know it's, from this peak up here, it's dropped down a lot, but that's a huge opportunity. And I mentioned to you, it's in this triangle, the bottom part of this triangle. It's been here before, right here, and then it popped up like that, right? In a matter of days, it popped up huge. Okay, and then it's giving back. It's taking a while to give back the majority of those gains, but that's cool. As long as we stay here, I can see this repeating, right? Boom, boom, boom. Like I said, maybe stay in this triangle. I don't know that we come down here. It's a possibility, but I would think that's a much lower possibility. 3099. Right now is at 20158. I think it's going to stay around this little triangle. All right, maybe underneath it, maybe wick a little bit lower, but I think it comes back down, up here, kind of hangs out, and then eventually, once it confirms the base, not like this, but confirms the base, it's going to do something like this. Boom. In a matter of days, it'll give back all the gains, and once it breaks past through here, this part, it's going much higher, probably a lot faster too. Okay, we just got to break past the top of this triangle, which we have never done. Right here, it was a fake out, a huge, long, prolongated fake out before dropping. Wasn't able to do it. Boom. And now let's see. Was this drop enough to get enough strength, to get enough momentum to come back up and just destroy it? Remember, this is right now at a $1.5 million market cap. Up here, it was like at a 10 million plus. Okay, so keep that in mind. Super undervalued, and I think this thing is going to do really well. I mean, to buy it right now, oof, you can make a killing. You can make a killing with this. Okay, so that's why I'm putting these things on your radar, guys. Let's go back and finish it with Bitcoin and call it a day. 98,000, guys. They managed to get it underneath 100,000 again. Let's see how low it goes, though. Let's see how low it goes. I'm not, like I said, I'm not too worried. I would maybe get worried if we start approaching 85,000. Then I would get worried. But remember the support right there, like 93,000, 92,000. Okay, but I don't know. First, we have to get below 96,000, and right now, it might. Okay, but I think it'll be all right. It's just a reaction to a readjustment to the guidance of the two rate cuts next year. They wanted 3 or more, and now they're at 2. They wanted to at least keep 3. If it was 3, this wouldn't be happening right now. It would probably be trending a little higher, but this happened, so now we're gonna drop. Let's see how long it lasts. I expect it not to last too long, though. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. We'll leave it there, guys. Things are looking all right, believe it or not. We still have a long way to go. Like I said, we have another 10-12 months. So while you have red days like this, I don't think they're gonna last too long. So do your best to take advantage of it if you can. If not, just hang tight. Things are gonna get better. All right, guys. If you can, please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment. I'm trying to grow the channel. All that stuff really does help. With all that said, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. Peace. Together.